Now, let us put ourselves in the following perspective. So and so is known throughout the country. He has been called to nearly all media houses. He has been called to whistleblow national issues. Now, the same person says that for you to be a national hero, you have to be a village hero. So, he goes to whistleblow village issues. He knows very well that if he missteps village issues, the national reputation he has will vanish. But he goes ahead. Now let me give you two scenarios that he has said. And you see, a whistleblower, me being one of them, will only stop talking when he has exhausted what he knows. Meaning that so long as he still has some information, be it village, be it national, be it international, so long as he knows something, he will still whistleblow. The only thing that stops him is, for example, he has whistleblowed everything that he knows and he cannot manufacture any new information. That way, he will not whistleblow any longer. But so long as there is something, there is skeletons in the cupboard, he still has a potential of disclosing. He may disclose about 2 to 3 people, but so long as there are 96, 98 other cases, then anytime he can. Whatever his motivation. Now, whatever his motivation is, the thing here is, if he knows something about you and it has not been disclosed, then know that he can disclose it. And for whistleblowers, if your motivation is money, if your motivation is that you want to be bribed or you want to whatever, then know what has happened to other whistleblowers. They get one way. But if your whistleblowing is only to disclose, you are not looking for financial gains, you are not looking for anything, yours is only to disclose, then know that you have a long way to go, or you will have to go until you exhaust all the stories. Because once you cook one, or once you cook one, or once you exaggerate one, and viewers know that you're exaggerating, then that is the end of you as a whistleblower. So viewers, when you say so and so has done so and such a thing, forget about name calling him. Forget about saying this and that. Yours is to come out with an alternative. With an alternative. And the alternative is not name calling the person. Okay, a thief may point another thief. Come up with a story that he has stolen. But you see, your counter story should be of the same magnitude as that one of what he has said. There are some so-called counterattacks which in actual sense is supporting what that person. Let me give an example. Case number 1 and case number 2. I go to the village where I come from. I say, do you know Mzee Burudi? I say, we know. Do you know Mzee Mwisuha? Say, yes. I know my national people may know that those are, and they may even wonder who these people are. And then you say, how are they related? And you see, I'm talking from a Luhya perspective, because among the Somalis, over 60% of the marriages are with blood relatives, But among Luhyas, if you are a Mwengere, you can never marry a Mwengere, even if you have just known each other the other day. Now you ask, Mzee Burudi and Mzee Mwisuha, how are they related? Somebody says they both are, for example, because many Kenyans know of a clan called Vaengere. So if somebody tells you the two are Vaengere, and you say, what? And you say, to go further, from each home, the distance is 250 meters from the two homes. So they are very close related. Say, okay. Then Brudi's daughter gets a child. Let's call the child Ahmed Yakub. Then Mwisuha's son comes and claims that he used to commit incest. Remember, even among Kikuyus, my mother's tribe, they say that if you know the Mwisuha and you know Burudi, among the Kikuyus, they are taken not to be relatives. And other tribes, I'm only talking of that because I can claim to be a Kikuyu. But among my Luhya people, a Mwengere from the Tachoni tribe, a Mwengere from the Bukusu tribe, and a Mwengere from the Banyala tribe, they are considered to be relatives. And any relationship between the two people from whatever, be it a Mwengere who is a Tachoni and a Mwengere who is a Munyala, it is considered incest. Now we are reasoning as Luhyas. This lady, I say that these two people have been committing, according to Luhya tradition, incest. And the child, Ahmed Yakub, could be a result of that. I think the first thing anybody can do, if you start saying this is a madman or anything, we have had intelligence collected from madmen. You can say a lot of things trying to hit back. Oh, this man is envious of the millions I make. Oh, this person, I've been bribing him to keep quiet. No, the question is, this man, even if he's a madman, although I don't know which madman has been to all TV stations, all newspapers, and all radio stations, and still Mark Masai has interviewed him, Khaemba has interviewed him, Bakuli has interviewed him. Who else? He has been interviewed by almost all known Kenyan people. So you, from his village, says, that is a madman. Or that man, after being sacked, the stress that, and you know, for anything that goes to made media houses, these things are, they contact a lot of people, including lawyers and whatever. The first thing we should do is you go and ask Mwisoha's son, is it true that what Huatenge is saying or not? Then Mwisoha's son, when Mwisoha's son says, I'm hearing that from you for the first time, then you go back to the informer and say, why are you trying to spoil the names of two cousins? That is, if Mwisoha Jr. says nothing of that sort. But what I know, even right now, if you ask Mwisoha's son, he'll say, that is my son, and that is, I even gave him the name Victor. Now, when he says that, then me as an informer, I am okay, you go back to the lady. Say, okay, Mwisoka's son has said you used to commit incest. According to Luhya tradition, whether the son Ahmed Yakub is a biological child of the two or not, that is neither here and there. So long as these two people, these two second cousins, agree that they used to commit incest, then according to Luhya tradition, there is the cleansing that involves tortoise. That is after interviewing the two, and if the two says, we have never heard anything, then the only thing is to castigate the person who has said that they used to commit incest. But then, Mwisuka's son, even up to today, there are even written documentaries where he has claimed that Ahmed Yakub is his son. And I'm very sure even today, if he's asked, he will still say that Ahmed Yakub is his son. But you see, nowadays we have technology, we have DNA. So Ahmed Yakub may not be his biological son. But then the question is, did they commit suicide according to Luhya tradition? If it is true that they committed incest, then tradition demands that cleansing that involves a tortoise goes on. But you see, how does that person react? Says, oh, this fellow, actually, I'll not go into deep into a long story, but she says two things. One is that this is something that you cannot ask me before people. I can answer that question if asked aside. Second, she says that I used to get I used to extort money from her by saying that if she does not give me money, then I'll disclose that. She says that she used to give me money up to an extent that she reached and gave up. Now, if it is true that me or anybody else used to extort her money by claiming that he or she will expose, that's a crime. She can go to the police and the police can investigate. We have M-Pesa. I mean, not people don't just get money through M-Pesa, but DCI have a way of trapping that person, and the person can be caught and jailed. And then she says, this is something that I cannot talk before. Okay, the actual word is, haya ni maneno tungezungumza tukiwa watu wakubwa, nisiulizwe mbele ya watoto. Now, if you understand Swahili, there is no need of further clarification. Now we go to scenario number 2. But within my village, I have about 20 scenarios and 20 people. The second case is now of a lady. I will not go into detail because I have already recorded 3 tapes of her. 1, I say that she had a kid with an African man. She should be asked, a daughter. Is it true that you had a daughter with so-and-so? If she says yes, where is that daughter? Okay, the daughter died in 1985. And have you, between 1985 and now, 15 years plus 25, that is 40 years. The daughter, from the time the daughter died, up to now it is 39 years. Yeah. Have you ever, for the 39 years the child has been dead, have you ever confronted the man and told him that your daughter is dead? Okay, the man knew after around 11 years, but she's not the one who told the man that your daughter had died. Okay, the daughter died in Mombasa, Coast General Hospital. The daughter was buried in a cemetery in Mombasa. Coincidentally, that is the time when she was going to be married to a Swiss man. The Swiss man called even after being introduced to her parents, her mother separately and her father separately. And both gave their blessings. But the man just took a flight from Mombasa to Swiss, never to come back to Kenya. Why? Okay, he up to this time, if he's still alive, because I have no contact to him, if he's still alive, he'll tell you that the reason why he escaped, in fact, he escaped without knowing that she was pregnant with his son. The reason why I ran away was simple. That the lady never told me she has a kid. 2, the kid died. You know, the lady should have told me she has a kid, and should have told me, let me go and bury my kid. Now, here she says, I know of a baby girl who has died, who is very close to me, and I'm going to for the funeral. So I do that without knowing that she's going to bury her own child. Now, if I tell that man now that there is a reasonable belief that she may have killed him, killed he'll be hearing that for the first time. But when he escaped because he would have loved to have been told. I mean, and there is no perfect crime. There's no perfect crime. Because to him, when he proposed to her, she would have said, I have a daughter. But you see, Switzerland and Germany, the people who are there are Germans. The people who are there are Germans. And these people, Germans are known since Hitler's time and even before. If you marry, let's say, an African lady, take her to Germany, and she has a child with another European, people may still think that child is yours or something. But if you marry an African lady who has an African child, you know, even in class, even the lady I have in mind herself, if you ask her children, they have already said that they have already, when they were young, they used to tell the mother that when we are in school, grade 1 to grade 4, other students are saying, why is your skin tone different from ours? Now that is kids who are half Europeans and half Africans. Now if the lady was to take a purely Negro lady, then I think even kids would know. So instead of looking for a way of going to Switzerland, I mean, she should have addressed that issue. Now, killing is the worst thing. It is against African tradition. Killing is against the laws of Kenya, and killing is even among the 10 commandments. Thou shalt not kill. Now, you have been sacked. Yes, I was sacked. I have a letter from the Ministry of Justice which says that my sacking was wrong. But anyway, let us say I was sacked, which is true, even if I was sacked or whatever. But a person who has been jailed, leave alone being jailed, a person who has escaped jail, telling somebody that you have been sacked. You see, being sacked is a disciplinary offense, but being jailed is a criminal offense. And again, escaping from jail is a second and serious criminal offense. Oh, you are envious of a lot of money. Yes, people are envious. You cannot stop anybody from being envious. The Bible has a lot of envy. It starts from Adam's kids. What do you call this story Jesus was saying of the child who went away and the other child who remained with the father? And when the child came, he was envious that the father was preferring the child who had run away and him who had stood. So envy is there. I even may have envy. Yeah, what's wrong with that? But it is wrong for you to kill somebody. You take somebody's life, and not just somebody, your own daughter. Come on. Be serious. And the other thing is, if such things are fiction or whatever, if it is that, why call me mad? Why don't you just report to the Kenya police? Yeah. I hope they don't remember you have run away from prison. Eh? But why don't you go to the Kenya police and tell them? And then the police arrest me. I'm taken to court. Then during the proceedings, the court finds that I have mental issues. And if you go to Madare, there is a wing. If you go to Madare, there is um, a wing that is of mental prisoners. Do that. You'll have done me great favor. You'll have done people around me great favor. You see, it is not good to have a madman going around, isn't it? But then, did you kill? Did you kill the, the girl who died in 1985? Was your daughter. The girl was your daughter. And she had a father, Charles Onyancha Onchiri. Have you ever told the father that the child is dead? First of all, let's start there. Let us assume, because I didn't. Okay, you may have even. Okay, we'll say that we will go by the postmortem. The postmortem may have been written, the child died of malaria and whatever. Why didn't you tell the child's father? Because he used to communicate those days when people used to write. He has a lot of papers. When I told him in 1996 that the child is not, he produced a lot of papers where he said, mtoto yako anaendelea vizuri. 11 years after the child had died. 11 years after the child had died. You are still telling the father that mtoto wako anaendelea vizuri. Now assume the child died out of natural death. And again, now we come to this Swiss. Why did you just tell him you have a kid? And then you address that issue. There are those people who say, okay, if you have a kid, I'll take the kid. Or can you make... Your mother was there. Your mother would have remained with her. You would have gone to Switzerland and be sending your... That is how people get money from their children. You stay with your grandchild. Then your children, when they are sending money for upkeep of their children, you survive there. Why? Don't you? Okay. You say these are madmen. Huh? Do you know that NIS gets a lot of intelligence from mad people? We get intelligence from mad people and then use that intelligence now to confirm or verify. Two, the two scenarios, both have been saying that I've been using that information to extort money from them. I can tell you without doubt, you cannot extort money from somebody who has not committed anything. You go to somebody and say, I know what you committed, I'll disclose to the police or I'll disclose to people concerned, and that person has never committed that crime. It's like, go ahead and say that. Okay, I've been extorting money, I'm mad, I'm whatever. But then, case number 1, did incest happen? Case number 2, did murder happen? Simple. Tunaenda mbali nini? Kenyans in Germany, please spread this as you have spread the other to as many Kenyans in Germany as possible. Actually, I'm doing this for them because I can see the reaction they are having. It is tempting to even manufacture a story, but I can never manufacture a story. I'll just tell the truth. Thank you.